Hey guys, you just picked up your new Camp Chef grill, probably with the Gen 2 controller. I'm going to walk you through how to start it up, what you need to do to get going and get cooking. Today we have a brand new grill. This is right out of the box, never been cooked on. First thing we did is fill it up with our favorite flavor of wood pellets. All right, for the purposes of this video, we're using a Wi-Fi controller. Whether you have a Wi-Fi or not, a lot of the things are going to be the same. So let's walk through the controller. First thing you're going to do is power up the grill. Once the controller turns on, it's going to come to a menu setting. So you're going to push the knob. Once we're in the menu, we're going to turn the knob to scroll through everything. So there's a set temp, a feed setting, a unit setting, an about setting, and a reset. Then it goes back to set temperature. So I'm going to walk through everything. Since this is the first time we've used our grill, there's no pellets in the auger. The auger sits between the hopper and the burn pot. So what we need to do is use the feed mode. This is about the only time you're going to use feed mode, or if you completely run out of pellets, then you'll use the feed mode then. Other than that, you do not want to use the feed mode. So hit feed mode. Now we're feeding the pellets. It'll take about 7 minutes to do that, to pull the pellets from here over into the burn pot. The reason you only want to use the feed mode for this first time, again, is because there's no pellets in that auger. If you use the feed mode every time you're going to cook, what's going to happen is those pellets are going to get pushed through to the burn pot, and you're going to have a lot more fuel there burning than what you'd normally need. So if you've done feed mode by accident, or you don't need to use feed mode, you pushed it, what you can do is turn the knob and the option comes up to cancel. Just push the knob and that'll take you back to the main menu. All right, now that feed mode is finished, it brings me back to the main menu where I can set my temperature. So to do that, I'm going to push the knob. Now that feed mode's done, it puts me back to the main menu where I can set my temperature. So because this grill is new, we got to do a burn-in. We're going to do that about 300 or 350 degrees just to burn those oils off. So to set the temperature, I'm going to push the knob. The first option it gives me is a low smoke setting. This will cook around 160 degrees with a smoke setting of about 3 or 4. The next option is a high smoke setting. This will cook around 225 degrees, again with a smoke setting of about 3 or 4. From there, I can select, starting at 160 degrees, I can go up in 5-degree increments all the way up to 450 degrees. After that, I can select the high setting. Now your high setting, depending on your environment and the pellets that you're burning, can get up to 500 degrees. For this purpose, because it's the first cook, I'm going to select 350 degrees. Now it gives me the option to select a smoke setting. This smoke setting can vary between 1 and 10. Now the smoke setting is only applicable up to 350 degrees. If you're cooking at 375 or 400, you don't have the option for the smoke setting. Because this is a burn-in, first time I'm using the grill, I'm just going to select a smoke setting of 1. Now my grill goes into startup mode. That's going to take about six minutes. The flame will start burning, and then about a few minutes after that, we'll be up to temperature. When you do startup mode, make sure you have your grill lid open. As soon as the startup is done, you can close that. When you're in startup mode, if you hit the knob on purpose or by accident, it takes you to what's called bypass. If you don't want to use bypass, just come, select cancel. That will go into shutdown mode. After that, you can push the button again and go back to select your temperature. So at the bypass mode, while it's not used very often, it is a very essential function in specific periods of time. For example, if you're in the middle of cook and you've suddenly lost power, or if you pulled your food off the grill, went into shutdown mode, and you thought your food was done but it needed an extra 10 more minutes, you can come back outside, start up your grill, and as long as that fire's still burning and your grill is still hot, you can bypass that startup mode and go straight back into cooking. All right, the burn-in on our new grill is complete. Keep in mind, you only need to do the burn-in on your first time use. So for today's cook, I'm gonna drop that temperature to about 250. But before we do, I wanna show you how this works. So right here we have our actual cooking chamber temperature, which right now is at 345. And then right here it cycles through our set temperature, which is 350. And then our smoke setting, so it says 1 SMK. And that'll show you what your set temperature is and your set smoke setting is. So for today's cook, I'm gonna do it around 225. So I'm gonna select set temp, push the knob, and then I'm gonna drop that down to, let's do 225. Push this knob, and then I'm gonna bump the smoke setting up to 8. That's how I like to do my ribs. Now that's gonna bring the temperature down to about 225 with a smoke setting of 8. These controllers have 2 meat probe ports, so I can just insert those here, and those temperatures automatically show up right there. So we have our 2 meat thermometers both sitting at 68 degrees, and then I can wire those right here into the grill. Now with these meat probes, remember to prolong the life of them. Don't use them above 350 degrees. You don't want to submerge them in water, and you don't want to leave them on the hot grill grates directly. You always want to make sure that they're in your food. If you want to change the units from Fahrenheit to Celsius, you can do that in the main menu. What you'll do is before you start up your grill, select the main menu, cycle through to units, hit select, and then it says units F or units C. So here we're in Fahrenheit, I'm going to select Celsius. Now it drops it into Celsius. And then to change that back, I just go to the main menu, go to units, I'm going to select Fahrenheit. Now I'm back at Fahrenheit. When you're done with your cook, you don't want to power off, use the power off button because there's a fire burning in your grill. So you want to do the shutdown mode. What you'll do is you just simply scroll through the main menu until it says shutdown, push the button, and that will take it through a 20-minute shutdown cycle. This will ensure that the flame is completely out before it powers off. Another thing in the menu is the About section. So select the About section, and this will show you the program. To see that, you can hit select. So it says the MCU firmware, gives you the information there. Also your Wi-Fi information, and then you can exit. Also in the About menu is your grill ID, so you can select that. Has your grill ID number. You'll use this when you set up Wi-Fi or Bluetooth. Now there is an About section in the menu that just gives information on your grill. And then there's a reset button. What the reset will do is bring it back to the factory settings. So to do that, select the reset button, hit confirm, and then it'll say reset in progress. This might take a few seconds. And then when it's done, it will just say success. Now that the reset is successful, I just need to cycle the power on my grill, restart it, and then it'll be back to factory settings. All right, thanks for joining me for the menu walkthrough and the setup of the new Gen 2 controller. If you have any questions, be sure to reach out.